Hey, I'm building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. And this right here is a daily video series that follows the exact same structure every single day. I start with questions from the audience. This means that you can ask your question down below, then I'll answer it in tomorrow's video so that you can get some one-on-one help and I get to engage with my audience. And we also engagement hacking YouTube here. So it's a win-win, I'd say. Then I show the growth of my social channels and how much money that I've made and how much money that I've spent. Also pretty important, huh? Then this needs to be a to-do list, which is just what I did today and what I'll do tomorrow. And then I try to live strategize on how I can get to my goal of doing 1 million a year. Right now I'm doing, as I said, 400k per year. Actually a little bit more, but I'm only allowed to take calls 3 days a week with clients I consider friends, and I need to operate my business at 85% margins. So let's get into it. This is my daily updates channel. This is where the channel you're watching right now, believe it or not. So I go into my community, which is basically just comments, and then I scroll down until I haven't interacted with the comment, and then I know that it is time for this comment right here. This is my very good friend Matthias. Hello, bro. My friend, you are also my friend. Good to see you here, bro. Been enjoying the videos, bro, and I thought it's time I left a comment. Thank you so much. I don't know if the topic I'd like to talk about is too basic. There's nothing in this life that is too basic, and there's no dumb questions. There are only shitty answers. So you've come to the right place, bro. But I'd love to hear how you deal with procrastination. This is a very good question. I haven't read The Art of War myself. I haven't either, but maybe I need to. But I've heard about a topic introduced in this book called resistance, an internal force that prevents individuals from pursuing their creative endeavors and achieving their goals, which you could also possibly call procrastination. Interesting. I'm assuming that you've dealt with it throughout your journey, so I was wondering if you have any practical tips to deal with it. This is a really good question. So, the number one thing that I've learned from looking back at my 3.5 years of running this business is that it is always the thing that I do not want to do the most that is the most important thing that I do. All right. So the thing that I'm having the hardest time with is always the thing that I must do, because that thing is the thing that, or the task that moves the needle the most inside of my business, which means that I develop the business as much as possible, which also means that I need to level up as a person. So that is the task that my body has the hardest time doing. When I started out, it was client acquisition, so cold calls, texting clients, sending looms, these things. When I then transitioned into coaching consulting and had my big team and my business there, it was basically just like spending more money on ads because it was uncomfortable, but it was profitable, and it was the thing that drove the business. And also just like hiring people and these things was like the most uncomfortable, but also the best thing looking back, right? And now the thing that I'm having the hardest time with is posting videos on my main YouTube channel. I overthink it too much, and I reschedule it, and I don't think that my setup is good enough, and these things where I know within myself that it is excuses, because I know that when I post videos on my main channel, that is where I grow, that is where I get inbound leads, that is where I get people who want to work with me. So I think, Matthias, that is the first thing that I want to leave you with, is that you must always do the task that you don't want to, and the thing that you have the most resistance towards, the most in Danish, right? It's the hardest thing to do. And then overall procrastination. I've realized that it's not so much about what I do, it's actually just about what I don't do, So you can always add stuff to your to-do list, right? You can add sauna, you can add doing reels, writing LinkedIn, doing YouTube, running ads, you can add journaling, you can add all of these things. But I've actually just realized that if I could just remove all the bad things, then I automatically get more done of these like basic things that moves the needle. You realize it's always the simple things that moves the needle in your business. So it's more about subtracting rather than adding, right? So if I can over here remove stuff like reels, I can remove stuff as like, just like, for example, mindless weird YouTube, then I would automatically have gained myself 1 to 2 hours that I can then spend on something more productive, right? Not to say that I don't watch reels on YouTube, like we all do, but I just want to minimize it, and hours of the day, for example. So I think, bro, being good enough at removing things instead of adding, and then also doing the things that you know moves the needle the most, it's the ones that feel the worst to do. And then, bro, having 3 to 5 tasks every day as a non-negotiable, that will get you further than 99% of people. And you need to do this every single day. I don't care if it's your birthday, bro, or if you are sick. You find 3 to 5 tasks that takes you 2 to 3 hours, and if you do those every single day, you move the needle within your business. All right. For most people, it is some sort of outbound, so reaching out to new clients. It is some sort of taking care of new clients, and then it is some sort of long-term. So content, personal branding, building a program, networking, these kind of things. And if you can tick those 3 tasks off the list every single day, you will go extremely far in life if you just have a long enough time horizon. So thank you, bro. I thank you for your comment, and I hope it makes good sense. Let's see here, bro. I'm getting a lot of messages here. I need to. All good. So, hey Fred, we're running the community on Discord. Tried WAP, but we had a hard time signing up, and it didn't probably connect with Discord. All good, yeah. Hovering around 80 members, nice. The only problem I'm having is that the majority of them just because they recognize me, but around. Yeah, that I think, bro. Be very clear of mentioning why people should join. Yeah, don't worry, bro. Like, this stuff happens, right? You have one thing that you do, and then you get feedback, and then you fix it, and then you continuously do so. When is the right time to launch paid community? Well, I think as soon as possible. You need to always have something paid. That's the most important thing. I'm not a big fan of free communities unless there is a very clear gap between free and paid. I try my best to treat my social accounts, so this channel, my main YouTube channel and Instagram, as my free stuff, and then everything that I do for clients, you know. And yeah, you need a strategy. Facts. For days that have no questions, you can prepare a small presentation. Yeah, this is a good idea. I thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Basically, my whole thought process about this channel is that I want it to be as easy as possible for myself, which means that I do no preparation. So it's just like start and then, yeah. Also, Fred, do you have like a course for any of your client members, or is it just community plus access to you? Yeah, right now it's just community and access to me, and I'm building my program, which is done 1st of September. You don't need a course, bro. You can just monetize access to you. That is the most valuable thing for people, is just time and access with you, bro. So I think, bro, you need to get your paid community launched ASAP, which should just be one-on-one time with you, and then reach out to all the people in the free community who is qualified, and then offer them a paid solution so that they give the information, you give them value, so that you can actually get cases, so that you can only do paid. And then be better at framing your community of why people should join and the reasoning why they're there. And bro, always in free communities, always put a questionnaire, which basically just means that you qualify people before they join. So like, why are you here? What is your intention of joining? Tell me about yourself. That will help you a lot, bro. Hey mate, loving the updates. Keep it up. Thank you so much, man. Let me see here. I'm just starting out in helping creators to monetize their audience, and my current offer includes creating sales funnels, developing lead magnets, landing pages, setting up DMs and email marketing campaigns, and content engagement. That is a lot, bro, but it's good because it means that you are in control of hopefully a positive outcome happening, right? I currently do this using primarily ClickFunnels and ManyChat. Good idea. However, I'm wondering if this is the best, most cost-effective combination of platforms to use. I currently only have one client, but I'm looking to take on 2 more soon, and so I'll have to upgrade my ClickFunnels plan. Do you have any advice on which platform to host multiple clients on? Yeah, bro. It should definitely be the clients who pays for their own subscriptions. That is very important. And then you get access either as a team member or admin or whatever you need, so that you do the things that you do. Because one client owns the material and the resources that they pay for, which is pretty important, so that you don't own it. And then second of all, it should never be a cost of yours to pay for other businesses' subscriptions. If you want a cheaper solution, then you can always go for Go High Level, where you can have where it is a lot cheaper. But I would say ManyChat is the only platform approved by Meta itself in order to do DM automations. So I'd always go with MiniChat. But yeah, make sure that the clients pay for it, bro, or that you add it to your invoice. So maybe it's your card on it because it's your account or whatsoever. But make sure that it's the client that pays for it. That's very important, bro. And good luck. Congrats on the client. I hope I really hope that you bring on a few more. So well done, mate. Hey Jens, good to see you here again, bro. If you were running an agency doing 10 to 15k a month, what would you say are the 3 to 5 highest leverage tasks you should focus on daily or weekly to truly drive growth? The kind of task where once they're done, you can say, I've taken care of the future. True. And then move on to maintenance and client delivery without guilt. I often find myself stuck in a bunch of small tasks and end up frustrated that I didn't focus on what actually moves the needle. Hope it makes sense. Extremely good question, bro. Let me show you my calendar so that you can see how I make sure that I always move the needle. So this is my calendar next week. As you can see, the first 3.5 hours of the day is just dedicated to me moving the needle within my business. Then usually I do the daily updates a little bit later on in the day. But then I'll go for a walk here, and then basically just client communication and calls or content starts. I only have this call on Tuesday once a month because it is the first of the month, and then I have status with my done for you agency, and then I have a mentor with my mentor the bi-weekly Thursday. But other than that, these 2 days are for recording and content only. So I think, Jens, what you need is that you definitely need 2 to 3 hours a day where you only work on your business, on driving new clients, right? So I think, Jens, you are in the spot where you make a good amount of money, but you're still it's not meant like this, bro, but it's still kind of like a well-paid freelancer, right? Because you are building other people's businesses. You are spending most of your time on clients, which is completely fine, bro. It's very important for me to say, because that is the thing that has allowed you to get to where you want to be. But it's important to say that it is not the thing that will get you to the next level. So I think definitely 2 to 3 hours a day. Let's just start with 2 actually. 2 hours per day. Only focused on building your own business, Jens. And then I think, bro, it's important to ask yourself, what kind of business do I want to run? It's not every single person on this planet who wants to get into consulting and a personal brand and these things. I remember that you asked me before about your brand, so I'm just assuming, Jens, that you want to share content and your learnings and these things. So that's what I'm assuming. So I think definitely building your brand and sharing content would be good. Maybe building out a school group would probably be pretty good for you. Also, maybe considering setting up partnerships. I think partnerships are heavily undervaluated in the done for you agency world. I think it's a fantastic way of getting clients. But definitely personal brand, and probably you also need ads would be a very good idea. I know that you run some case study ones, but maybe some more longer term ads. I think I need a little bit more info, Jens, to give you some better advice. But I would definitely say, because I always like to reverse engineer everything, right? So I know how much money that I want to make, first of all, how I want to make the money, with what kind of people I want to work with, on what pricing models and structures and deliverables from my end. And then I kind of ask myself, what is the best way of me getting there, and in the most leveraged way. And I know content, for example, is without a doubt one of the best levers to pull. Of course, ads, content resources, these kind of things. But I think definitely program, Jens, and personal brand should be on the top of your list, because that will give you more leverage and delivery through the program. So a consulting, do-it-yourself offer, add that to your offer stack. And then also personal brand for getting inbound. That would be my number one priority without blinking. And you definitely also have the resume to start creating, bro. So it's just about the right strategy and the right execution, and then you're very far. Next thing, we have business stats. So let's run it up here. We have 270 on my daily updates. We've lost subscribers on main, which is absolutely impressive to lose subscribers at this point, which shows the inactivity there. Not good. Not good. But that's life. It's my own fault. Instagram. 527 on daily updates. Yesterday, $10 on simple invoices, which I use for accounting purpose. Yeah, light work. Almost 60k rev, and almost 39k cash. Decent month. Not letting any clients in, so it's all just renewals or payment plans, upsell, downsells, which is pretty healthy, I gotta say. Nice. So to-do list today was just a full client day of calls in group community call, voice notes and feedbacking all clients to make sure that they're ready for the week. So my Monday is always just spent on clients only. It's very high leverage for me to just dedicate that time of the day to make sure my clients know what they're doing. So today, right now it's 6:30, so I need to eat dinner, but then I'll do one more round of answering all clients on Slack and making sure everyone is good to go. And I had one-on-one calls from 10 until 4, and then before that, I answered all clients, Slack, Looms, voice notes, and then after my calls, I went to the gym, and now I'm here, and then I'll have some dinner, and then I'll just spend an hour or so answering all clients. Then I'll take the evening off, obviously, and then tomorrow back on track with some content resources, building my program, and all of the things that I have on my to-do list for the next 8 weeks here, 9 weeks actually. So that's good. Today a lot of questions, so we won't really do any strategy. I'm still brainstorming the best way of making sure that this channel becomes as interesting and as leveraged as possible. So I'll keep in the loop there, but I think I have a pretty good I think I have a pretty good understanding of how I'm gonna do it. So that's nice. Stay tuned. But I appreciate the questions. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. That's what I'm here for. Ask your questions. And then I just wish you an absolutely amazing week. Take care.